He was just a little puppy, but that day, he lost his entire world. There are cries the world never hears. Soft cries, small cries, but filled with pain. The cry of a little puppy who watched his mother die after being hit by a car. On that quiet roadside, life continued like nothing happened, while his heart shattered in silence. But from this heartbreaking story, there's something powerful we can learn. Sometimes in life, we lose something we deeply love. We cry, we break, and it feels like the world is unfair. But remember, every loss is not the end. It is the beginning of a new journey. A journey to become stronger, wiser, and more grateful for the love that still exists. Because in pain, God is shaping our hearts for something greater. This isn't just a story about a puppy. It's a reminder for all of us. No matter how dark the beginning of your story is, a beautiful ending is always possible. And this is his story. A journey of loss, sadness, healing, and discovering a new life. She only went to find food for her baby, but fate had other plans. That day seemed so peaceful. The wind moved gently, and the morning sunlight warmed the small, quiet road. A mother dog walked slowly, her body thin, yet her eyes filled with hope. She wasn't wandering without purpose. She was searching for food, for the tiny puppy waiting behind the bushes. Before she left, she gently licked her puppy's head as if saying, "Wait for me. I'll come back." But on that road, there was a danger she could never understand. As she tried to cross the street, a car came speeding from the corner. No horn, no warning, no chance to escape. In just a single second, all her courage, her love, her struggle to protect her baby, ended on the cold asphalt. Her body lay still, and the world simply kept moving. Cars passed. People walked by, no one stopped. No one helped, only silence, and a mother who would never return. Sometimes in life, the ones who fight the hardest for us are the ones who stay silent, never complain, and always appear strong. But we only realize how precious they are when they're no longer here. Life teaches us one powerful lesson: appreciate before you lose. Love before it's too late. And remember, even a small act of kindness today could save someone's world. But the story doesn't end here, because somewhere nearby, a tiny puppy is still waiting for its mother to come home. He tried to wake his mother, but she never opened her eyes again. Not long after the accident, a tiny puppy slowly appeared from behind the bushes. His small body trembled. His steps were weak, but his heart guided him toward the motionless body lying on the road. With innocent eyes full of confusion, he nudged his mother gently. Once, twice, then harder, as if saying, "Mom, please wake up. I'm scared. I'm hungry. Let's go home." But the mother who once protected him with warmth and love remained still, silent, cold. The puppy then licked her face repeatedly, the same way he always did when asking for milk or affection. But the world that once felt safe and full of love now felt empty and frightening. His tiny cry finally broke the silence, not loud, but filled with heartbreak. The kind of cry born from confusion, fear, and loss. People walked past, some looked for a second, then continued on with their day. No one stopped, no one helped. There was only a helpless little soul who didn't understand death, but felt its pain more deeply than anyone else. Sometimes in life, we are just like that little puppy, trying to revive something that's already gone. A relationship, a dream, someone we once loved. But life never moves backward, it only moves forward. And even though we may cry, feel lost, and feel alone, there is one truth to remember. When life takes something from us, it's never to leave us empty, but to prepare something better ahead. The tears we cry today may be the strength we carry tomorrow. Night began to fall, and the little puppy stayed beside her, still believing she would wake up. Night fell, and for the first time he faced the world without his mother. The day slowly faded into evening. The bright sky turned into shades of orange and purple. The wind grew colder and the world became quiet. The little puppy remained beside his mother's still body. He sat close to her head, sometimes pressing his tiny cheek against her fur, hoping to feel warmth again. He didn't run to find shelter. He didn't search for food. He did only one thing. He waited. He waited for his mother to open her eyes. He waited for the voice that used to comfort him. He waited for the gentle touch that always made him feel safe. But as the night grew darker, that hope slowly faded. The puppy curled his small body next to her, just like he always did before sleeping. But tonight was different, because for the very first time, the warmth he sought never returned. His cry was soft, barely a sound, but filled with heartbreak. In that silent road, under a cold night sky, he learned the meaning of loneliness before he even understood what life truly was. There are moments in life when we feel alone, even if we're surrounded by people. But remember this, loneliness is not the ending. Often, it is the beginning of transformation. A quiet chapter that prepares us for strength we don't yet know exists. Sometimes God allows us to walk through the darkness so that when the light finally arrives, we treasure it more deeply. So if you're hurting, if you feel abandoned or forgotten, hold on. Your story isn't over. The next chapter may be more beautiful than you ever imagined. But fate wasn't finished yet, because someone finally heard that tiny cry.
He thought the world had forgotten him, until someone finally stopped. The night grew colder, and the tiny puppy's crying echoed softly through the quiet road. Most people had passed without looking back. Cars had driven by without slowing down. But then, for the first time, someone noticed. A woman walking home paused when she heard the soft, heartbreaking whimper. She followed the sound, step by step, until she finally saw the scene. A tiny puppy, curled beside his lifeless mother, shivering, but refusing to leave. Her heart broke. She slowly approached, careful not to scare him. When she reached out her hand, the puppy stepped back, trembling, confused, afraid of a world that had taken everything from him. The woman didn't force him. She knelt beside him and whispered softly, "It's okay. I'm here, you're not alone anymore." Her voice was gentle, different from the cold silence of the night. For the first time since the tragedy, the puppy felt something other than pain. He felt noticed. He felt seen. He felt hope. In life, sometimes it feels like no one sees our struggles, our pain, our fear, our silent battles. But remember, help often comes when we least expect it. Sometimes in the darkest moments, a hand appears, a heart listens, and hope returns. Life may take away something precious, but it can also send someone who helps us stand again. So if you're hurting, if you feel abandoned or forgotten, hold on. Your story can change in a single moment, just like his. Little did he know, this stranger was about to change his life forever.
How do you explain to a little soul that the one he loves will never return? So the next morning, she gently wrapped the mother's body in a soft cloth and chose a quiet place under a tree to lay her to rest. The puppy followed closely, slow steps, ears down, eyes full of sadness. He didn't understand what was happening. He only knew he didn't want to be separated from her. As the woman placed the mother carefully into the ground, the puppy sat still, silent, watching, as if hoping she would wake up and walk again. Each handful of soil felt heavier than the last, not because of weight, but because of the finality. When the last piece of earth covered her, the puppy walked forward. He didn't cry loudly, he didn't fight. He just stayed, because staying was the only way he knew how to love. The woman gently lifted him, holding him close to her chest. And for the first time since the tragedy, the puppy didn't resist. Maybe he didn't understand the world, but in that moment, he understood one thing. Someone cared. And the pain makes us wonder, why? Why did it have to happen? But grief is a bridge. It connects what was lost to what will someday heal. Goodbyes are not the end. They are the beginning of learning how to keep love inside us, even when the world outside has changed. So if you're hurting, if you've had to say goodbye to someone or something you loved, remember, you survived the moment you thought would break you. And that means you're stronger than you realize. From that day forward, his journey changed. from surviving the world to learning how to trust it again. He had lost everything, but life was about to give him something new. Days passed since the heartbreaking goodbye. The little puppy now lived in the woman's home, a place warm and safe, so different from the cold streets where his life began. At first he struggled, he barely ate. He woke up crying at night, searching corners of the room, hoping to find the one he lost. Sometimes he would sit by the door, quiet, waiting, as if believing his mother might somehow return. But slowly, things began to change. The woman was patient. Every day she would sit beside him, offering food gently, speaking softly, and showing him that kindness still existed in the world. One morning, something beautiful happened. The puppy wagged his tail, just a little, but it was the first time since the tragedy. It wasn't just a movement, it was a sign that his heart, though wounded, was still capable of feeling love again. He began to explore the house, sniffing, learning, discovering. He found a blanket that reminded him of warmth, a toy that made him curious, and a human who cared more than he ever expected. The fear didn't disappear overnight, but step by step, the broken pieces of his heart began to mend. Life doesn't always give us easy beginnings. Sometimes we lose things we thought we needed forever, and it feels impossible to move forward. But healing is not sudden, it's not loud. It's quiet, slow, and gentle. Healing begins the moment we allow life to show us that love still exists. No matter how painful your past is, there is still kindness waiting for you. There are still smiles you haven't seen, moments you haven't lived, and people who will treat you better than what you've lost. So if life has broken you, if you're learning to trust again, take it slow. You're allowed to heal at your own pace. And one day, just like him, you'll feel joy again. Little did he know, his new life wasn't just safe, it was the beginning of a love he never expected. He once cried for the life he lost. Now he smiles for the life he found. Months passed. The tiny, fragile puppy who once trembled beside the cold road was no longer the same. He had grown, not just in size, but in strength, trust, and spirit. His eyes, once filled with fear and sadness, now carried warmth, curiosity, and life. He ran through the garden freely, chasing butterflies, rolling in the grass, and exploring every corner with excitement. The woman who rescued him had become more than a stranger. She became his new family. Every night, he curled beside her feet on a soft blanket, safe, warm, loved. And sometimes, when the world was quiet, he still remembered his mother. But now, that memory brought comfort, not pain, because he finally understood. She had protected him until her last breath, and life had continued that protection through someone new. He survived, he healed, and he learned that love can return in different shapes, at unexpected times, through unexpected hearts. The world that once felt cold and cruel had given him something precious, a second chance. Life's darkest moments may break us, but they can also guide us to the places and people we were meant to find. Sometimes the things we lose make space for blessings we never imagined. Pain may change us, but love is what rebuilds us. So if you're still waiting for your better days, or still carrying scars from the past, don't lose hope. Your story isn't finished. Tomorrow may hold the chapter where everything finally makes sense. Just like him, you too deserve healing, safety, and love. This wasn't the story of loss. It was the story of survival, love, and a new beginning. He lost his mother, but he never lost hope. This little puppy's journey reminds us of something powerful. Life can take away the people, or the love, we thought would stay forever. Sometimes we face moments we never asked for, moments that break us, hurt us, and make us feel alone. But just like this puppy, we all carry something inside us. Hope, strength, and the ability to rise again. Pain doesn't end your story. It shapes you, it teaches you. And one day, you'll look back and realize, that moment didn't destroy me. It built me. Never forget, when life gets hard, keep going. When you feel lost, keep believing. When you fall, get back up. Because the strongest hearts are not the ones that never break, but the ones that heal and keep loving anyway. If this puppy can survive losing everything, then you can survive your hardest moment too. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, and subscribe to support more rescue stories and motivation content. Tell us in the comments, what part of the story inspired you the most?